Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 22nd edition of the Take One podcast. I am your host, Chris, and I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. I really don't have too much to talk about on this edition. Not too many things came out that I really wanted to talk about, but the things that I am talking about are significant. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. And so earlier this week, we were given two teasers in I guess you can call it a full-length trailer. I don't know, but anyway. But yeah, we're gonna start this off with trailer reviews. The first segment is gonna be trailer reviews, and the first one is going to be, out of the two trailers I'm gonna talk about, is Logan. I was gonna start off with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but Logan dropped, and this trailer, I have to say, from just everything that was put out before, from the information, the pictures, the posters and everything, and even just giving out the name, everything kind of had a good feel to it. Now, when the first two X-Men Wolverine movies came out, the first one, I can admit, I was one of those people that after I saw it, it was one of my favorite movies. I'm not even gonna lie. But after seeing it, time after time after that, I started to realize that I was just fooling myself into thinking that it was a good movie when it wasn't. Now, don't get me wrong, it had good elements, it had good potential, and when I first saw the movie, that was at a point where I didn't know Ryan Reynolds was playing Deadpool. I've heard of Deadpool when I was younger, but I didn't know anything about it. I knew how he looked, I knew his name, but everything else, I didn't know his real name, his story, nothing like that. So I didn't know that was Deadpool. And it didn't mention it in the movie. It just mentioned his name and, whatever. And that was it. And so just a lot of things that went along with that movie, I just kind of looked past, not even say forgave, but just kind of looked past, like the claws when he first put out his adamantium claws up in the bathroom, and then Professor Xavier, the CG Professor Xavier, and then the green screen background, all that, I just kind of looked past. But as I got through it, it was just like, yeah, that movie wasn't good. The second one was better, but it wasn't up to the standards. Like, I said that movie was okay, but whatever. Now, when this movie was announced, I was looking forward to it. And so when it came to getting all this information about it, everything was feeling good. When Deadpool came out, it was like, yo, we can do a rated R superhero movie and have it work. We don't have to do the cookie cutter, popcorn movie like Marvel is doing just to put butts in seats. We can actually make a R-rated film to where we cutting out people's heads saying the F word, S word, and the A word, and the B word, and all this stuff, and we can still get people in the seats, and it can still make a crap ton of money. And so that's them putting the R rating on the new Logan movie. And so, of course, we went through like the thing of not knowing what the official title was going to be, and just the pictures was looking crazy. Like, the information that was given out, this movie was it was like shaping up to be something. It seemed like they were working hard. Like, they learned from the mistakes on the first Wolverine movie, the second one. And since this is the last Wolverine movie that we're going to see Hugh Jackman play as Wolverine, it seemed like they're trying to take more care into this. Like, they're trying to put more into this. They're trying to make it deeper. They're trying to make it better than the other ones. Because this is going to be the last time we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, as far as we know. He said this is the last time, but you never know. He might end up doing one more after this. But in any case, everything leading up to this was seeming really good. So we got a teaser trailer earlier this week. I believe it was like either Tuesday or Wednesday. I forgot which one. But we got a teaser trailer. It was just 6 seconds. And it has Logan saying some words. I can't get it off the top of the head, but it said, nature made me, humans did this, and God made it last too long, or something like that. And it was just him standing up in the field, and you hear the Logan saying that. And then the next day, this trailer dropped. By God, this is one of the best trailers I've seen in a while. This trailer was so good. I mean, it really corroborates with everything that they've been putting out. It's not like a missed market. Like we put out the posters, put out this, and then you get a different feel when the trailer comes out. You get a certain feel from when the posters and the pictures and just the information that was given out towards, what the film is about and everything just about it. You're just getting a certain feel for it. And the trailer comes out and it basically gives you that same feeling, just in an actual visual form as far as a trailer. Now, this, I guess, I don't know if you can really call it a full trailer or teaser, because in a sense, it shows a lot, but it doesn't show anything. Like, we're still kind of sketchy on like the synopsis and what the movie is truly about. I mean, we know a lot about it. We know that it takes place in the future. We know that Wolverine is losing his powers. We know that now that the girl that he's protecting is X-23. We know who the villain is, Mr. Sinister. We know that the Reavers is up in there. And we know that Professor Xavier is possibly dying as well. And and now because of the trailer, we learn a little bit more, but at the same time, we still kind of don't know a lot. Like I said, we still don't know what the movie is really about. We don't know how Wolverine is losing his powers. We don't know what's happening with Professor Xavier. We don't know what happened with all the X-Men, because it's saying that there's no more mutants and stuff like that. So it's like, where did the mutants go? So we're given like a lot of answers to like stuff that we're given a lot of information and stuff that we wanted to know, but at the same time we're getting a lot of questions and not enough answers to the questions that we want to know. And still, this trailer did what it was supposed to do. It intrigued us. It shows that this movie is a lot more than just a superhero movie. And I believe I said it in like one of my last podcasts when I was talking about the Logan movie, when I was talking about the poster when it got released and then the title that it was given. This movie looks like it's going to be a character piece. It looks like they're going to focus on Logan as a human, as a person, his mind frame, his personality, who he is within this age. How he's grown to this point. And it's not just going to be like, a superhero movie where, bam, 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 explosions, fight. More than likely, it's going to have all that, but it's going to have a lot more. It's going to have a deep depth insight inside of who Logan actually is. I have a feeling that this movie is going to get more into him. We're going to learn more about them. We're going to learn more about Logan than we did in the past films, than we have before. And that excites me. And just the trailer just freaking like it gets me more excited. Like I said, this trailer is so good. And what's so funny about it is that it doesn't even seem like a superhero movie. If you were to look at this trailer, it would just look like a regular trailer. Like it's just something like this guy is just protecting, like a movie like the one that come to mind is Denzel Washington, his movie Man on Fire. It seemed like a movie like that, like this grown man is protecting this young kid, and and just like that. And it don't seem like no superhero movie. It don't seem like an X-Men movie. And that's what I like, is that they're going for a different tone. Is that they're I guess you could say they're kind of like easing away from the superhero type genre, because that's what it's not. That's what it's seeming like is. That's what it's seeming like it's not. It doesn't seem like a superhero movie. It just seems like a regular kind of dramatic action movie. And it's like literally, like if you even if you don't show Wolverine pulling out the claws, and him doing the X-Men stuff that we know of Wolverine, it's still a good ass trailer. And that's the thing that I love about it, is that it's like if you look at it as not an X-Men trailer, as not Wolverine as part of the X-Men, it's a superhero movie, you would still enjoy it, because it's such a good trailer. Just the way it's cut together, the music blends so well with everything that's going on in it, and just it looks phenomenal. I can't get more excited about this movie unless I see a better trailer after this, another trailer, and get to see more about this movie. Like I am more excited for this movie next year than I can say for any other movie that I am next year, even like Justice League. But in any case, Like, this trailer did what it was supposed to do and more. It blew away my expectations. Now, this is just the trailer. I'm excited for the trailer. I'm excited to see the movie. This movie could be a stinker. It could be worse than the first Wolverine exit. The X-Men Origins Wolverine. It could be worse than that, or it could be the same. It couldn't be no better than the Wolverine. But in any case, my expectations is up, saying that this movie looks like it's going to be freaking awesome. It looks like it's going to be, I could say, one of the best superhero movies to date. Now, if they went deep in depth into it and make it kind of like the Dark Knight, and just kind of like put their all into it, like the acting is off the wall and everything else, this movie is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. And I'm just super excited. This trailer, the black and white works for it, and everything, and just the tone, like everything just works for it. It worked for me. I love the hell out of this trailer. This trailer, I literally could talk about this trailer all day. I'm not about to, but I can literally talk about this trailer all day because it is just that damn good. And I give thumbs way up to Fox for putting this together. Whoever was in the editing studio and put this together, you did a phenomenal job. I just hope that the movie exceeds the expectations of what the trailer just gave out. I hope that it's as good as what the trailer puts it to be and what we expect from just seeing the trailer. But I also hope that it exceeds those expectations. So, yeah. I'm gonna cut this short. Like I said, I could talk about this all day. But yeah, Logan, I just love that trailer. I can watch it over and over and over and over again. But yeah, it looks phenomenal. It looks crazy. But in any case, I'm gonna move on to the next teaser trailer, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And like I said, it's just a teaser trailer. It's not a full-length trailer. The movie it's less than a year away, but it's still a good ways away. It comes out, I believe. Well, now, you know what? I'm thinking about the first one. The first one came out in August. I think this one comes out in May. So we're good little distance away, but we're not that far away. We'll say about maybe 6-7 months. Maybe was it November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 7 months away. About 7 months away. And yeah, this trailer, I liked it. Now, of course, it wasn't better than Logan. Let me put it out there. It wasn't better than Logan. But the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, it showed not too much. It's just a teaser. It showed little glimpses, of things that's going to happen in there. It shows like that. It shows the guy that can whistle and control the little flip thing or whatever, and it shows him because we got the information is that I'm sorry I can't remember the names, but in any case, we all know that he's a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now. Like whatever is happening in this movie has him joining up with the Guardians, as well as Gamora's sister is teaming up with the Guardians now, and it looks like this movie is panning out to be a good movie. Now, I've said it before, the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I liked it. I thought it was really good. But it wasn't, I didn't go Google Gaga over like everyone else. Everyone, including my brother, anybody on like social media, would just praise this movie. And I thought it was good. Like, I didn't think it was spectacular. It did what it was supposed to do. And I liked it on like a lot of the stuff. I can see why other people love the movie. I can see that. But in any case, yeah, this trailer, it gets me a little bit excited to go see this movie. It shows like it's not spectacular. Like I said, it's just a teaser, but I liked it. I enjoyed it or whatever. And then especially like the little part where you got Dave Bautista, who is on record saying that like he's not a good actor, but he tries. And so it's like they put him in a position to where he can bring life to a character and he don't have to be the focal point. That he don't have to do too much to do it. He can just give what he can give just right for this character, and then that's what it is. And it works for Drax. It works for just him being just a badass, but at the same time, him being a kind of like, I guess you could say, like, kind of stupid in a sense, and just the comedic elements about it, and about him brings the comedic elements out in this character and makes it actually work. And just the end of this trailer, how he talks to Star-Lord, because I guess some stuff is going on between him and Gamora, and he tells Star-Lord that he needs to find a girl that's pathetic, just like he is. And and then he proceeds to give him a hug or whatever. And it's like, from what we know of Drax in the cinematic universe, because like I don't know too much about him when it comes to the comic books, but when it comes to cinematic universe, it's like, yeah, that's Drax. That's him, and it brings it out even in this teaser. It works, and so I could say that this movie I am looking forward to, but I do want to see more, because I've heard a lot that come out of Comic-Con and all this stuff about, just the jail scene when Rocket Raccoon and the other guy, I forgot his name, is like locked up, and Baby Groot is trying to bring Rocket Raccoon the keys, and he keeps bringing him everything but the keys. It's just, I hear that is like a really good scene that they showed, and just other scenes, and just the scene after that, after they break out and they start killing everybody. It seems like this movie is going to be, if not better, just as good as the other film. But yeah, like as far as the trailer, I like it. I want to see how Ego, the Living Planet, looks. They said that no Infinity Stone is going to be in this movie. There is kind of rumbles that Doctor Strange may appear. I don't know. It's just rumors or whatever. He might have some type of connection with the Guardians or whatever. Thanos, I don't believe is going to be up in here. This is going to be a totally different thing. And I just can't wait to see what this movie has in store. Like, I'm just excited. Superhero movies are one of my favorite movies of right now, until they just burn out. And yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, the trailer I enjoyed. I'm hoping to see more of this movie, and I hope that it's really good. So yeah. And that ends trailer reviews segment. And so moving on to the next one is movie notes. Now, I'm going to do this real quick because I have a lot of these. Now, this isn't really nothing that's news. This is just something I wanted to talk about. And it's just the subject of giving you guys some of my favorite Halloween, I guess you say, horror films or whatever. And it's not necessarily just straight horror films. So I could just say, I'm going to just put out there my favorite Halloween films that I like to enjoy, that I like to watch, that I try to watch every year around Halloween. I mean, it's not just Halloween. I watch these all year round, but I watch these around Halloween and, get that feeling of Halloween pumping through your veins and all that stuff. So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about certain movies, and I don't have none written down, so I'm gonna just go off the top of the head, tell you a little bit about it, and just move on. Matter of fact, just to limit it, I'm gonna just talk about 5 of them. Just talk about 5 of them. And so one of the movies that I really, really, really enjoy that I have to watch around Halloween is Sleepy Hollow. Now, for those who haven't seen it, it's starring Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. And this movie is so good. This is a Tim Burton movie, so it's gothic and all that stuff, but it works. This movie, I'm not going to talk too much on it because eventually I want to do a movie review for it, and I want to get more in depth into it when I do that. So, and I'm not saying this is coming out soon or whatever, but eventually I'm going to end up doing a movie review on it. So I'm just talk real light about it, but this movie is really good. This movie, I went to go see it in theaters with my brother and my father when I was younger, when it first came out or whatever, of course. And this movie was really, really, really good. I love it. Even to this day, I went out and bought it some years ago, and it still stands up. It still looks good. Now, given the blood, kind of looks fake. But still, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If it's on TV or if you can find it in a video store to rent, or you just go buy it. I mean, it shouldn't cost no more than $5. You can get it off of Amazon probably for like $10, probably less than that. You probably find it at Walmart like around this time for like $5-7 or whatever. But buy it. This movie is so good, and it's just about Ichabod Crane, who lives in New York. He's a he's a constable, and he examines bodies and all that stuff. He does the autopsies and everything, and so he has quite, I guess you could say, an unorthodox way of doing his job. So what he does, what the people of New York do, that they send him to Sleepy Hollow to kind of like figure out this mystery of the Headless Horseman or whatever, or this people's heads getting chopped off. And so he goes there and he starts to unravel this mystery that's revolving around the Headless Horseman and end up getting put in the middle of everything. And this movie is so good. Like, the acting is good. Just the score is good. The tone fits so well with it. Actually, the tone of it and just how it's shot, the darkness of just the cinematography of it, it brings it to life in a sense. I guess you could say it's dark, but it brings it to life. It puts you in the element of like you're still there, and just how it is and how it's directed. It's such a good film, and I love it. And it's one of those films that I have to watch every year around Halloween. I have to watch. It's one of my favorite horror films. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. And so the next one I'm going to talk about, which is another Tim Burton movie, which I guess you could say, like I said, all these movies I'm going to talk light on. Some of them I haven't done movie reviews for. So, I haven't done movie reviews on a lot, the ones I'm about to talk about. So, I'm going to talk real light on them. So, the next one is another Tim Burton movie. And majority of the people that's around my age and a little bit younger have seen this movie. And you probably know what I'm going to talk about. The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Now, this movie is one of the greatest Tim Burton movies I've ever seen. Now, I know people will be like, oh, Edward Scissorhands and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But with me being younger, this is one of my favorite movies, or Halloween movies, I guess you could put it. Because it's not a horror movie, so I guess you could say a Halloween movie. And it can double as a Christmas and a Halloween movie. But we're talking about Halloween right now. But yeah, it's just, basically, if you haven't seen it, and it's about Jack, the Pumpkin King, who is kind of like, he's bored with the life that he's in right now. It's like he wants something more. He wants something different than just Halloween all the time. And so he ends up stumbling across this tree, these group of trees in the forest. And one of them leads to Christmas Town, in which he goes there and he gets so intrigued by it that he wants to bring that to Halloween Town. And in doing that, it just, a lot of stuff gets crossed over. He's kind of like, he wants to bring more excitement to Halloween Town and bring something new, but he ends up just kind of like messing up things, and just, it ends up becoming this big mess, and he has to try and fix it. Now, this movie, and you watch it, it is dated. I mean, it's a stop motion animated film, but at the same time, watching it, it still brings me joy. It brings that nostalgia back to when I was a kid. I still love, like, the songs are so good. They are so good. And the voice acting is so good as well. And everything just works for it. Like, Tim Burton, he's a gothic guy. So if you see majority of his films, you got this goth feel to it. And so you get this, it's a dark film, so the tone works for it. Just it being dark and grimy and gloomy, it works for it. And this movie is just such a good film. It's such a good film to sit there, even as an adult, and watch it, and just reminisce on, like, you know, when you were young and get that feeling. But to watch it with your kids is a good family film. And it's a good Halloween film to put on and watch with your kids. If you have kids now, or a child or whatever, it's a good time. Like, I've watched it with my son like a few months back, and he loves the film. Like, he sings it like, this is Halloween, this is Halloween. Like, that movie is such a good movie, and it's such a prominent thing within my childhood. Anybody that grew up around the time I did will tell you that is one of their favorite past films, and they probably still love it to this day, just like I do. But in any case, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. So another movie that I like to watch around Halloween is it's a movie that it wasn't perceived good. It did bad at the box office, but I love it. Now I understand how it is kind of like it's not the greatest film, but at the same time I love it. It's called Pandorum, and it's like it's featuring it's starring Ben Foster and Dennis Quaid, and it's just about these two guys. They wake up on this spaceship that is, has stopped, and they were supposed to go to this destination, and they have they don't remember anything, so they're trying to figure out what's going on and all this stuff. And while they're trying to figure out, Ben Foster, while he's trying to figure out what's going on in the ship, he ends up finding out that they're not alone, that everyone else, a lot of people up in the ship have mutated and turned into these cannibalistic kind of creatures that have superhuman strength and all this stuff. And so they're basically trying to figure out what's happening, trying to gain back their memories, at the same time survive this horror show that is on this ship. And I don't know if I described that right, but in any case, that's basically what I remember. But the movie is so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. This movie is a movie that I had to go out and buy. And I believe I bought it when it came out on DVD, because this movie, I went to the show to go see it, and I loved it then. I bought it then, and I love it now. It did bad, but I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure. I would call it a straight horror film, because that's what it is. It has horror elements in it. It has a situation where people are thrown into it. And this is the thing that I like. And I believe I mentioned it on one of my other podcasts, is that I like a situation where a person is thrown into something to where they're not the cause of it, where they're not reading out of a book, where it says a door, do not open, and then they open it, and then unleash zombies or vampires or this and that. It's just a situation where they just happen to walk into, they happen to wake up in, and then it's they have to survive it. I love that, because it's it throws you into a situation to where it's just you can't do anything else, where you're not the cause of it, but you're just trying to get out of it. And that's a scary thing. And it's you're trapped on this ship. You don't know where you're at. You don't know if you're floating down in space or this and that. And all the power is kind of down. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. And you're just waking up. You have no memory. You don't know who you are. And, you don't know what's going on. And yet you're face to face with this horror that's creeping around the ship. And to me, that is a scary thing. And this movie, it does it well. It has some jump scares, but at the same time, the overall picture is a good film. I love it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's called Pandorum. Pandorum. And they're more than likely going to end up playing it on Sci-Fi Channel. You probably could catch it, on demand or whatever. But if you can't, go cop it. Go buy it and just watch it. Guarantee you, even if you don't love it, you're going to enjoy it as a horror film. And so, moving on to the next one. This is one, I guess it is a guilty pleasure. It is a guilty pleasure. And this movie is, I guess you could say, I don't know. It's one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies. It's called Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, if you haven't seen it, check it out. You're gonna enjoy it. It's a horror film, but it's not. It'll have you laughing. But it's just about these killer clowns from outer space. They come from outer space. They land on Earth in this spaceship that's formed as a tent. And so these unsuspected people go up in there, and so they have to try and escape, and they end up trying to get away from these killer clowns. Now these clowns are big, with big heads, and they look monstrous, but it's loony. It's they wrap their victims in cotton candy. They shoot them with a gun. It gets put up in a cotton candy cocoon, which for some reason I guess eats away at their flesh while they wrapped up in it after a while, and they drink blood, and they drink their blood and stuff out of it, and that's basically what they come. It's a sci-fi film. If it's a movie that you will probably see on a Sci-Fi Channel as an original film, but I love the film. It's funny. It's stupid. It's very stupid, but I watched it as a little kid, and I enjoyed it then, and I enjoy it now. It's one of my favorite Halloween films just to check out every year around Halloween. It's a movie that I constantly am amused and entertained by. And if you haven't heard of it, check it out. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, if you have to like buy it from Amazon or whatever, it shouldn't cost that much. It really shouldn't. It's an older film. I believe it came out in like the 80s, the late 80s or whatever. But yeah, check it out. This movie, you would get a kick out of it, especially if you're just chilling with some people. If it's Halloween and you're just checking it out or whatever, and you're watching it with like a group of people, and you got pieces and all this stuff, it's a great film to watch and to look out, or not look out, but just to have on, and just to enjoy Halloween, the Halloween season and stuff like that. Guarantee you would not be disappointed. You're not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, it's the greatest movie." You're gonna be like, "Oh, this is a hilarious film." That's basically what you're gonna get from it. And so yeah, I mean that's all I gotta talk about for that film. And I believe it said 5, so yeah, that was 4. So the 5th movie I'm gonna talk about is I talked about 2 horror films, and I talked about it. Okay, so I'm gonna give another film. It's a film that I just watched recently with my son. It's called Hocus Pocus, and this movie is a kid friendly. It's a family film. It's a Disney film, and I still like it. Like I just recently, just actually a few hours ago, just got done watching it with my son. He liked it. I still like it. I mean, I found some flaws, because it's been a while since I've seen this movie. But it is a movie. I believe I saw it like last year. Yeah, last time I saw it, it was like last year around this time. And that was the last time I saw it. But looking at it differently now, it's some stuff that, as you watch movies and certain things that, just flaws or whatever about certain films, it just kind of stand out. It kind of stood out this time around, but I still enjoy it. It is a good movie, but it's just overall, like, just to put it out there, bad acting, bad dialogue, bad writing, and everything. Just overacting. The costumes, it's just everything is kind of like exaggerated. But at the same time, it is a good, entertaining, nostalgic movie, because this movie came out in like 1993, and I'm just like, oh my god, this just feels so old. Like Devon, this movie is older than you. It's so crazy to look at movies like that and just to think that it came out that long ago, and it just kind of blows my mind. But at the same time, it is a good, enjoyable movie that if you're older and you want a movie to watch with your kids and all the stuff, they haven't heard of it or if they haven't seen it, put it on. They'll like it. Even if they don't like it, it's still a good movie for them to watch. It is what it is. It's kind of like a nostalgic guilty pleasure, I guess you can say, because it is a bad movie, but it's fun and entertaining to watch. And basically what it's about, these 3 witches, they basically want to be immortal. They want to get younger, and so what they do is that they suck the life force out of kids, and so they end up getting put away for like hundreds of years and getting reawoken in the present time, and that's air quotes because it's like 1993 present time, by a virgin who lit this candle. And so now they're trying to take all the kids of this town and suck the life force out of them. That way they can stay young and immortal and all this stuff. And that the curse that when the sun rises after Halloween, it will basically, they will die. It is what it is, basically. So they're just trying to get young. They're trying to, suck the life force out of them. And it's an enjoyable movie. It's an enjoyable movie. It's an enjoyable, badly good movie. And so if your kids haven't seen it, check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a check out. I enjoy it. Even now, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it again before Halloween. Hopefully I get a chance to or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's a bad, good movie. And so, yeah, that will wrap that up. I talked about 5 movies. Like I said, if you haven't checked out any of these movies, check them out. Or some of them, if you haven't checked out, check them out. which is Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Pandorum, and Hocus Pocus. There's some other ones that I really wanted to talk about that I think people should check out. I'm gonna just give quick recommendations. If you haven't checked out this movie called Grave Dancers, check it out. It's one of my favorite films. 30 Days a Night. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Pumpkinhead, which is getting a remake. Hopefully the remake is gonna happen sometime next year. It's gonna be released sometime next year. Hopefully, but if you haven't heard of Pumpkinhead, check it out. 1 and 2, I say check it out. 3 and 4, you can just scrap it. They didn't make it 3 and 4. That's basically my mind frame. They didn't make it 3 or 4, but check out 1 and 2. You'll like it. It's crazy. I think that's if you haven't seen The Conjuring. That's one of my favorite films of all time, as well as favorite horror films of all time. Check that out. The Conjuring, as well as The Conjuring 2, which is I believe just came out on DVD. Check that out. Don't Breathe is probably coming out on DVD sometime soon. Check that out as well. I think I'm gonna just stop it right there and just move on to the last segment, and that ends movie notes. So I'm gonna move on to the last segment, which I'm going to call in other entertainment, and it's just basically just talking about stuff that's in other entertainment. And so this last thing is I'm gonna talk about has been just released the new Nintendo system. And it's called the Nintendo Switch, and it looks phenomenal. I saw this. I didn't think nothing of it. When I saw the picture of it, I'm like, okay, whatever. Nintendo got a new system, but I actually saw the trailer for it and, what it actually does, and I'm just blown away. Now, obviously people are not too impressed by it, but there is more information to come out about it. But overall, what it is that it's portable. It's a system to where you can take on the go. It goes from being just a regular system to being you can take it on the bus and still play it. Where it's like a stand-up station, and it's like a tablet that you can put in between these two things. And then the video from the tablet goes to the TV. And then you have it's kind of like the Wii controllers. You have one thing that's kind of like hold the joystick and certain buttons, and the other one it holds like some of the other buttons. And I guess what they call it, it's called the R pad or something like that, and then the L pad. And you can put it on this thing to where when you put it together, it forms a controller. So you can play it on the TV like that, and then say you have somewhere to go and like get on the bus or this and that, or you want to go into another room and play it, or finish playing it. You can take the little the pads out, the R and L pad out of it, or pods. I think that's what they call it, the L and R pods. Take those out of the controller thing. Take the tablet out of the docking station, and then you can put the L and R pad onto the tablet and play it like you're playing the tablet, but with the two pods on the sides. So it's kind of like you're playing I guess you could say like the tablet for the Wii U. It's kind of like that, but you could take off the sides. And then at the same time, you could take those off, stand up the tablet, and play with those two, kind of like how you would play with the Wii nunchucks or whatever. And you can play with each one of them like that. You don't have to have a controller. You don't have to have it connect to a controller. You can play from it off the tablet with that. If you don't want to have to hold the tablet, you can just play it like that. And I thought that was so crazy. And then on top of that, you can I guess you can you can give someone the other, I could give like one of my friends the R pad. Or a pod or whatever, and then I get the L one, and then we can play it from that. And the thing that I saw is that you can have someone else with the same tablet on they can have their own, Nintendo tablet or whatever. They can set it right, back to back to each other, and y'all can play the same game. Y'all can play against each other, basketball, football, and you can have it on one screen and the other person can have it on the other screen. Y'all can fight, y'all can play against each other. Like it's just like y'all playing it on like a regular TV, or if y'all playing it through online. And it's so crazy just how this looks. And I'm just like astonished that Nintendo, one thing that people can say about Nintendo, because what I got is that, you know, the Wii and the Wii U didn't do so good as far as presentation and what it delivered as far as a system. But one thing that people cannot criticize about Nintendo is that they are basically laying the foundations on taking a risk of doing something different. You know, they was the first system to do the joystick, and after that, all the other systems did that. They were the first system to use mini discs. That really didn't work out too much, but at the same time, they were the first system to ever do that. They was the first system to just the designs and what they do. They was the first system to use a tablet as a controller for it, you know, and just they're innovators. I guess you could say, like, they take risks. Some of them might not pan out as good, but they are good risk takers. Actually, yeah, that was the first system to do the Rumble Pack. The Rumble Pack. I know y'all remember that for Nintendo 64. And before the controllers had the vibrations, like, installed inside the controller, we had the Rumble Pack. You know, they were the first person to do that. So it's like everything that these systems are doing nowadays, Nintendo did it first. They was the first one to do it. They was the first one to come up with it and just execute it. Whether it was done good or badly, they were the ones to do it first. And the other ones was to piggyback off of it. And Nintendo is just constantly innovating and trying to do something different. And I admire that about Nintendo. And this looks crazy. Now, I know people want to find about it, and there is a lot of questions revolving around it, like the battery life for the tablet, because I never had the Wii U, or, you know, I never had the Wii U, but I heard that the tablet used for the controller didn't last that long, the battery or whatever. And it's just a question, does the battery last longer in this? Because that could be one of the things that, you know, kind of like downs it. It makes, kind of strays people away. But I mean, overall, from what I got from it, it looks phenomenal. Now, it's set to release next year in March, which is not that far away. It really isn't. But obviously, like we've been told, what I read about is that they're going to give out more information about it next year, and they already have games that are going to come out with it. That's strictly Nintendo games. You know, of course, you're going to have Mario Kart, and I believe Zelda. And one other thing is that it's not a traditional CD-ROM holding, you know, system, that they're going to take cartridges again. There's going to be little, I guess, mini cartridges or whatever. And that's what it's going to take. It's not going to be CDs or nothing like that. That's what the new Nintendo Switch is going to take. And it's like, I don't know what to think about that. I mean, I will have to see what the full-length cartridge looks like and, you know, just the graphics and everything about it. But overall, I'm excited about this system. It looks crazy. It looks good. It looks innovative. It looks creative and all that stuff. It looks all like, you know, put together. But this is a system that hopefully it is a good system, because I do want to get it. I know my son will enjoy it. I know I probably will enjoy it. It looks like it's going to be shaping up to be something that's innovative that probably Xbox and PlayStation is probably going to try and do with their next coming system. So, I don't know. But, yeah. And also, speaking of that, just a reminder, Nintendo is also dropping that Nintendo Mini next month. I believe it is on the 11th of next month. So, watch out for that, because I will be getting that. That is one thing I will be getting. So, but in any case, that is the end of In Other Entertainment, and that is the end of this podcast, the Take One podcast, the 22nd edition of it. And I'd like to thank you guys for listening to me ramble about stuff that I wanted to talk about. And go ahead and put a like to this video. And you're watching on YouTube, so go ahead and put a like to this, subscribe to the channel, go ahead and leave a comment on some of the stuff that I've been talking about. And share this with people that, you know, you like. I mean, if you like what I'm saying, you feel like other people are going to agree or disagree or whatever, have something to say about it, go ahead and shoot them over this and let them hear me talk about this and all that stuff. As well as go ahead and check out all the other stuff I have on my channel. My life has been a little bit busy. I haven't been putting out a lot of stuff, but I have been trying to be consistent with these podcasts to give y'all something. There will be new movie reviews coming out, hopefully within the next few weeks or whatever. And I think that's really all I gotta say. Check me out on social media, Facebook.com/Take One Reviews, Twitter.com/Take One _reviews, as well as Results as I Won. And that's one as the number one. Dang, Instagram. I couldn't think of it for the life of me. Instagram, Take One Reviews, as well as Snapchat, August C. Jones. And I believe that's everything else that I need to plug. Thank you guys again for checking me out. And I will see you guys on the 23rd edition of the Take One podcast. So peace out and enjoy y'all day. Later.